Hello and welcome to episode 3 of our Timberborn 1.0 experimental playthrough with the Folktales faction here in Cycle 4, Day 18. Just on the tail end of a drought, about to get back into a temperate cycle at the start of Cycle 5. Last time, we started the process of getting some zip lines built. We have another station up here that is currently paused, and we also put in a rudimentary badtide defense system that we're going to continue doing some other stuff with today. I'd like to try a couple of ideas out based on your comments. And I think one of the easiest things for us to do is going to be to get a fluid dump unlocked. We don't have quite enough science just yet. But the thing that was posed by you guys in the comments was, what if we put a fluid dump over the seep? Because how the seep works, like we've talked about, is it goes up to 0.8 height and then it shuts off. So in theory, I haven't tried this yet, but in theory, if we have a fluid dump that is constantly dispensing fresh water into this little box here, then there's going to be no reason for the seep to turn on during a bad tide. So we'll see what happens. The other option that we have is to research the bad water pump and place one of those on top of here, or slightly elongate this, maybe make this 2x3 or 3x3, so we can get the bad water pump straw in there to get rid of the contamination that does occur. But that's not a problem for right now. That is a problem for some other time, because there's still plenty of stuff for us to do. First up, time to get rid of all the berries. We do not need to have them. They can be safely removed. That is actually not available here, so we're going to have to make a couple more path pieces. Actually, no, that one's going to take care of it. But this is all going to be good farmable space. We can put something else there when the time comes for it. We do have some trees over here that are in range if they are marked for cutting, which they are not. So let's get those taken care of right there. We do have pine trees here. We have oaks coming in as well. What we don't have, and a couple of you did catch this, is we don't have a huge amount of storage for logs at this time. I think for right now we're probably okay with technically storage for 180. But, and since I know a couple people suggested this, I can't research the underground pile yet. But we can put another just regular large pile in here for logs and continue the process of getting that stuff taken care of. So it looks like we've got most of these blueberries out. We probably at some point are going to want to get up onto these taller terraced areas. So maybe we'll keep that kind of open for putting in some stuff. Got plenty more to do. And the question has been raised a couple times last episode, this episode, is what happens if this overflows, floods this middle area. There's a couple of you who seem to think that this is going to become very quickly contaminated with all sorts of nasty water coming in. And I gotta tell you, I don't see a way for that to really happen unless this backs up coming into here. So there's a really easy way to solve that problem, and that is to build levees here or up here or somewhere so that cannot happen. I think that's really the only super dangerous part of this. Not entirely sure what all we can get ourselves into outside of that. But I also wanted to make a quick improvement to our zip lines, and that is to remove this station and place it on top of a medium warehouse right here. Now, I think this would be, just because we have these pines right here, this would be a good place to have some pine resin, even though we're not getting it yet. Let's just put this in here so we have it, and that should be just a little bit better. And this station right here can, of course, be reconnected, and that can be connected there once that's taken care of. This being on the second floor does mean it will have to have a staircase or some way of getting up into that area. And the way that this is laid out is not going to let that happen because we don't have ladders. Remember, we're playing on vanilla. So that's going to require that we put in, for now, because we don't have spiral stairs, because I don't have the treated planks yet, just a really simple, kind of nonsense way of getting up and down. But that's what I have access to at this point in time. Eventually, I'm going to put a tapper shack here, but again, we do not have that. Everything is looking pretty okay otherwise. We have this bad water source going to turn on in 8 days, which is... Okay, that's going to flow all the way over here. Aha! Okay, we got an aquifer here and here that are going to be... Okay, well, this one's going to be filled with bad water. And then this one is... And then this... I think this is on the same level. There's no way for this to leak out. Yeah, then this is going to flow here. And then this is going to come down here, fill that up. That's going to come in here, which is going to go out that way. And then also over here. That's a blockage, not a natural dam. I'm going to take this off at triple speed. I'm going way too fast. Yeah, I don't think we really need to be super worried about this, to be perfectly honest with you. Obviously, at some point, we do want to shut that off, and then all that bad water is going to have to evaporate. But I don't think there's really a way for this to flood over here. One, because this is blocked. We can unblock it if we want, but... This goes where? Because we know that goes underneath. Okay, yeah, that's the one we were talking about earlier. When this, as a natural dam, becomes overwhelmed, this will flow through here. And then all the way to the outside of the map. I really do like the design of this map. I think this is fun. But for now, we should probably allow them to build this zip line. Get that hooked up, and then we can move on from there. Obviously, long term, we're going to want to have more zip lines go more places, and we'll have to get a little creative with how our stations are set up so we can have branch lines and everything. But for what we're trying to do right now, I think this is probably mostly okay. So, it is day 4 of Cycle 5. We know we have at least a little while before we have to worry about any bad water or anything coming in. So, here's what I'm going to do, is seeing that we have 511 science, I'm going to unlock the fluid dump. And I'm going to place that right here. And we will keep this paused once this is finished. This will need to have access. We could either, depending on how we want to do this, I think it's going to be in our interest to try and do a little bit of both stuff here. So that could be for a bad water pump. Once we research those, let's just check the lining up of the straw. Yeah, okay, so that is going to have this here. I know it's using a whole lot of planks. Otherwise, I would have built this differently. But this is what we have access to at this point in time. So that's where the doorway would have to have the straw go down here. I actually don't know if it's going to allow me to even deploy the straw because of where this is. So, I'll tell you what, let's hold off on building this part of it for now. Let's just build the access to the water fluid dump. It's not a water dump anymore because you can do both. That change was made a couple updates ago. You've been playing this game as long as I have, then everything kind of runs together. That's just the way it goes. Now, okay, can they not reach this tree, or is that not marked for cutting? No, it is. Okay. Let's see, that's carrots, that's sunflowers. Yeah, we'll just make sure that gets put in place there. This is supposed to be even more carrots. And if we're going to have a path coming through here, then honestly, we probably should put a farm somewhere over here. Maybe this one goes somewhere else. Because in theory, you do want the farmhouse to be in the center or as close to the center as possible of all the crops that it's servicing. It's just not always easy to do that in the early game, as we all know. But food-wise, we're in really, really, really good shape. I have absolutely no complaints to make about that. It looks like we have just about everything we need with the exception of metal blocks for this zipline station. So I think it's about time for us to build a second smelter. Yeah, we have everything else we need. So let's do that, and it is nice and mirrored that way. I do always like how that looks. I've got a metal block storage here. I've got metal block storage here that probably doesn't need to exist. Let's get that emptied out. And this scrap metal is empty as well. So what I will do instead is I'm going to have to place, and I know this is ugly, it's, you know, the way it goes. I'm going to put a large pile here. Again, not perfect, but it's going to be fine. We'll put that there. This being empty here. We'll probably end up redoing this at some point. But this is already making 400 free HP worth of energy with absolutely no effort required on our part. We can have another one of these going. And keep increasing our population so that we can actually, you know, do some more of this stuff. And I've got the science. I think I do want treated planks so we can do the spiral stairs and all that other stuff. So we do need to have not only the wood workshop, but the tapper's shack. And that's 500 science. So I think I'm going to hold off on unlocking anything else until we get that 500 science. And we can start getting both pine resin and maple syrup, because we do have the maple trees right here. So this is the right spot to do it. And I guess I'm going to put that guy right here. And then we will also need a tank for the maple syrup, which, for the sake of, you know, having things line up making sense, it probably shouldn't be here because this is space we could be growing trees, but I didn't want to keep that open for a tapper shack. I think, see, food production, that would have to go for some of this. Let's check this out. Bakery doesn't require power, obviously. And the only thing maple syrup is good for is the maple pastries, which do require wheat flour, which does require power at the grist mill. And we do have, even though this is paused, even if this wasn't paused, we would have enough extra power to have a grist mill running over here. So, it's not going to be that bad to have it not directly next to everything. But I do think this inventor is going to need to go somewhere else, so I have space for a tank up here. I did say I wasn't going to unlock anything else until we had the tapper shack going, I know. Just got to get there. Got to make things happen. Okay, so that's the bad water source. It's not a warning up here. I do wish they'd have a different sound for this. But this one is going to turn on in 3 days. Nothing we can or probably should do about that. Injured beaver. I thought for sure... Okay, we have a medical bed. Is this the only one that's injured, though? Okay, so that one is injured. Is that the one that was in the bed? I guess I could just mouse over. No, one incapacitated. That's fine, I suppose. Well, it's not going to do us any, you know, harm to just have additional medical beds. And they're pretty cheap to build. Let's put another 2 in here. Almost at 500 science. Alright. Oh, it's going to stop at 499, really? Okay, well, we'll wait. This is waiting on, yep, metal blocks. This is waiting on scrap metal. Well, we have scrap. Ah, no. It's waiting on beavers to get there to build it, because somebody still only has 2 workers in the district center. Because somebody hasn't built any more housing. Because somebody doesn't know where else to put housing. It's always kind of a challenge with the Folktales early game. I know this is going to be like the, well, maybe not the ugliest thing you've ever seen, but one of them for sure. See, this would be a great place to have a spiral staircase, but you know what we can do for right now is put in stairs there, and then right here, just flip that around, and then they can have their entrance off to the side. There you go. Yeah, you know what? I don't hate that. I think that's fine. We probably should, as things progress... Oh, first of all, I need to get my tapper shack going. Yep. There we go. Get that thing built, why don't you? Get some of this rocking and rolling here. Pine resin is going to be great to have there. This is a thing that gets suggested very frequently, and people kind of get irritated when I don't do it. Building just little well-being things. I never want to do it early because it takes so much science to unlock all this stuff, and I just want to rush through everything else. But we will do it. We will. I'll just put a little tiny roof piece right here at major pathing intersections, just so that the beavers end up walking through one of these more or less every day. There and there should be a decent start. Yeah, and these beavers going through this station will also get it. Honestly, probably should just put it right in front of the stations, but you know how that goes. So many different things going on. You can't do everything all at once. You know how it goes. Oh, I was supposed to pause this. Okay, that's paused. This is 6.65. Yeah, we'll just need to monitor this when we get to badtide time. I think we should be okay. Should be okay. It's probably about time to build another one of these medium tanks over here. But I would rather focus on getting the rest of these things done. Because now the smelter's going, and that's going to create a little bit more injury. Yeah, we need some more housing, but I didn't want to use the science to unlock the giant housing quite yet, because we could just do it slightly more irritatingly the way we've always done it. So now we have access to the scrap metal semi-directly over here. That should be good. Let's see. I took a whole bunch of notes here. I'm kind of divided on whether or not we should harvest all of the relics. I want to do at least a few, if I have the ability to do any of that today. But some of you guys have been saying, you know what, just leave it here as like, well, a relic. That's what it is. But I'm very curious. And it's going to be, you know, before too long, not to our advantage to go and hunt these down. So, and I need to get into this thing at some point as well. It needs to be powered. But you know what they say, once you pop, you can't stop. So once we have these things going, then they're gonna get a little testy here. Oh, here's something fun we can try we haven't done yet, without actually committing to build it. We get the water wheel out. I really want to know, and you guys do as well, what kind of flow we get from this. Because remember, it has this indication now. 191. Yeah, if you put it here, it's 213. How about that? Okay, that is, you know what, that's really exciting. That's actually incredibly useful. So 213 right there, if you put it in the choke point. Come down here, it should be about the same. 191, 212. Okay. And I guess I should... No, I can't if I'm going to be building something. Wow. Okay, 259, 261, 285, 311. Yeah, okay. Anywhere else down here? 310. Coming around this corner. 338, 355. 358, 376. How about... Okay, all right. That is so useful. We don't need it right now, but still kind of a neat thing. Okay, so now that we have this going back and forth, this should be... Look at them go. Look at them go. They're riding those zip lines, and of course, as soon as I get over here, they're not doing it anymore. There you go. All the way down. And then someone will come back, I am absolutely sure. All right. So, we have 1,000 food now. Very cool. This has all been removed because those trees are fully grown. If we're going to have a path coming through here anyway, I don't have enough beavers to run this, but I think this is going to be a good place to put another farm and then maybe move this one to be in a slightly different spot. But we got space over here, and this farm can technically access all of this. So before things get too crazy, just extend the potatoes down there, and we're going to extend sunflowers down there. I'll take that away, and that can be sunflower as well. Just we have some sort of something to do over here. This is probably just going to have to be carrots. Long term, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, I'm looking pretty good here. Glad we have this ready to go for pine resin. Maple syrup. We do need to start processing wheat. So, as ugly as this is, and I know it is ugly, it's about that time, folks. It's about that time. 180 science. We can almost unlock that. Then we'll get our wheat going here. Still making a decent amount of science here. And yeah, okay. You know what? I'll just put this on triple speed. That should be okay for a little bit. We've got to get our population up just a touch. I don't want to rush that because then that causes problems. Got rid of all the blueberries already, and I do need to get better at using the hotkeys for the new stuff. You guys have been asking about that. But I'm very curious to see if we're going to have a bad tide yet. It's cycle 5, so theoretically it's the first time that's possible, if I'm remembering correctly. Very curious to see if we get that anytime soon. Okay, so not today. Not today, and I only have 154. Yeah, I got to get these numbers up. They're rookie numbers. Do I have space here? I technically do. Oh, I can't get away with doing that. I can't put that on top of there. And yes, I know. It's absolutely torture for some of you watching me do this. Remember, I don't have my mods. I have to relearn how the normal people play. So, 3-story beaver apartment, I guess, technically, with this here. And this is going to be a good place, since there's so many beavers coming in here, for us to put this on top. Give us a little bit of a decoration. And then go from there. So I do have some maple syrup. I don't have the tank yet, and I can't really do too much else with that. Yeah, I got to get more beavers in here, so we got to give them some time to grow up. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess outside of that, the only real thing I can do right now is just go and explore stuff. All right, you know what? I can't let this go any longer. I am going to come up here, put in a path, and we are going to make our way over here and go harvest this relic because, well, 1, I need the science. 2, that's a thing that we probably should be doing anyway. And, well, it's part of the new stuff, so why not? Okay, have we built the extra injury beds? We have. Very good. Still only have the 1 capacity. There we go. There's that bad tide warning. Oh, I've never been so excited for a bad tide in my life. That actually might not be true. But I am very excited to see this because I am so curious if this is going to work. We're going to have to be disciplined about monitoring this. And yes, I probably should put both of the floodgates on one side so they can just be the same synchronized thing. But that's not how I have it set up, so we're not going to worry about it for right now. Alright, we're making our way up here, though. Now we just have to have this staircase done. Yeah, come on and build that. There you go. Just bring the materials in. It's going to be fine. We've got oak trees in here. We have a decent number of logs. I think we're probably okay for right now. And if I know for sure we're not going to be putting anything else over here, might as well just have these as oak trees. Get that planted. Okay, so now I'm not expecting there to be any sort of grandiose animation or anything, but I do want to show this to you in the daytime. Okay, so now the beavers are up. Let's hit demolish on this. I feel like they should probably rename this to be harvest or examine or excavate or something. But I understand why this hasn't been changed. It's just a demolishable obstacle at this point. So let's see what these beavers come and do. Anyone going to come up here? Okay, so here comes Tom going to dismantle this relic for us. With a hammer. There you go. The archaeologist's tool of choice. With extremely delicate historical artifacts. Just whack the stuff out of it with a big hammer. And I do like that we have this progress bar now. That's pretty cool. So I'm not going to sit here for the rest of my life and wait. We'll just speed this up a tiny bit. And there we go. We got our science kind of unceremoniously. I imagine at some point they're going to add flavor text or some sort of particle effects or whatever. Maybe. But now we have 412 science, which means we have the ability to unlock some other fun stuff. Like, for example, the gristmill. Which, for right now... Oh, you know what? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, friends. I can actually do this now. That's really good because that's going to allow me to put my other food things over here. Depending on how we want to lay this out. I think putting this right here is probably fine. Again, I know it's ugly, but that's kind of the eternal excuse of just deal with it because it's not going to be here for that long of a period of time. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna commit some crimes in the name of efficiency here. All right, so in this warehouse, we probably should have wheat flour because the regular wheat is going to get put in here. Because on top of this, I'm going to build a bakery. Because that fits just like... Look how ugly that is. I love it. Oh, man, I wish I could have spiral stairs here. That would be so perfect. Oh, it would be amazing. So instead, we'll have to settle for a small warehouse and a regular stair... Oh, that's going to be ugly. Oh, yes. So that means I'm going to put another one of those there. since I'm going to have to come down this way. Oh, yes, friends. Oh, it's going to be so hideous. I love it. So right here, temporarily, we'll have a little storage for maple pastries. And I can't put the maple syrup in a warehouse, obviously. But I can, since I already have wheat flour going here, I can just have a little tiny wheat storage. I know this is terrible. I know. But it's also really funny to do this way, so we'll leave that there. We do have access up here now, which is nice, in case we want to, do something with that. But since there's going to be a, not insignificant quantity of flow coming through here, depending on how we want to do this, I think it could be to our benefit to install some floodgates here so that this remains clean if we were to reactivate this aquifer drill. So we could just do regular floodgates, or we could put in some sluices. We do have, well, not anymore, but we have the technology. We don't have the science to unlock it right now, but we do have the technology to put some one-way sluice magic here and then do some diversions. But we haven't activated this yet, so I'm not super worried about it. The most important thing right now is that I don't let the bad tides start without fixing these things. But until that point, we really don't have that much else left to do. So that is, that's going to get on triple speed here. I mean, all else equal, I feel like we're looking pretty good. We just need some more gears. Yeah, you know what? I'll turn the gear workshop back on. We're still kind of low on beavers, but we do have all of these inventor huts that are taking, well, they're not taking beavers away from everything else, but they are increasing the number of vacancies here kind of artificially. Alright, we're down to under 1 day. I am keeping an eye on that. Oh, I didn't select the recipe for this. Wheat flour. Except I don't have anybody to run it yet because I have all these other things going. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's raise these floodgates both to 1.0 and let's start dumping water. I know we don't have water storage over here. I don't think this is going to be a problem. Because this water seep now... Oh, I thought this was going to tell me the depth. I think that's only with a mod installed. If we can get this thing going right now to where this is above 0.8, then it, in theory, I have not tested this, in theory, this should never emit any bad water if we do this the way I think we're going to do it. So let's get somebody in here dumping this stuff out. There you go. Yeah, swim through the water, carrying the water, so you can dump the water in the water. Fantastic stuff. That's the Department of Redundancy department right there. Okay, and this will automatically shut off when it gets all the way to the very, very top. Yeah, this is already looking good. Oh, I love this kind of stupid science like this. Come on, just dump that stuff out, man. Let's go. It's about to be bad water time. And oh boy, am I excited. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna, do anything else. But this is already way higher than 0.8. Again, I haven't tested this, so we're gonna find out together. Some of you probably already know. But I'm so excited. Okay. And here comes bad tide. You know what I don't see is I don't see any bad water, folks. Oh boy, there's no way. There is no... Oh, hello. Okay, yep, that answers that question. Let's hit pause, because now I have to go check everything else. Okay, so I was warned in the comments that this was going to happen, but I wasn't sure. Because this hasn't been emitting clean water, I wasn't sure that it was going to emit bad water without being powered. We haven't touched this. We've run a path past it, but we haven't actually, powered the building. That is devious. So that means this is now emitting bad water. But maybe it's because it's a bad tide that it's going to emit without having any stuff on it. Now, it is unpaused. If we pause this, is that going to stop it from... No. Okay. All right. Well, then that doesn't need to be a thing. Now I have to go check and make sure that I don't have any more of these in really important places. I mean, I don't... okay, there's one there. Alright. So does that mean that now that the seal has been broken, so to speak, does that mean it's going to be putting out clean water? Yeah, I think there's only those two on the map. Oh, I didn't have this set to maple pastries. Okay. Oh boy, I'm so glad I did not put anything in here. But I am very pleased to report that this is not contaminated. And to be just perfectly honest with you guys, I feel like this is a little bit cheaty that this even works. I know that's it's a mechanic in the game. It's not cheating. It's just exploiting a weakness inherent in the system, whatever. But the cleanliness part of this, I'm extremely happy I don't have to deal with bad water here. But well, you wanted to know if that worked, and it does work. So you know, that's kind of cool, kind of exciting. But we have just, you know, less than 1 day because it's the first bad tide. They're always short. I am very, very interested to see what happens here. But as far as things are going now, we've got wheat here. We've got space for maple pastries. Got space for wheat flour. Nobody in here to make it because I don't have enough beavers yet. But we are well on our way, folks. We're making some nice progress. I do think I'm going to need to get rid of these lumberjack flags because they're kind of in the way. Yeah, that's right. Get out of here. Let's do this. Let's take that out. I suppose we could put a couple more carrots in here because that's the zone in which they have been placed. Yeah, you know, I don't feel bad about this. I think these blockages probably should be removed. I want to know if this is going to have clean water coming out now that it's been taken care of. That's such a weird mechanic though, because it hasn't been doing anything all game. Except now the first bad tide. I guess maybe that's, I don't know, that's just how the bad tide works. But we'll go ahead and get just triple speed through the rest of this. So I wonder what happens if I, obviously I'm not going to turn this off until the bad tide's over. But is there going to be any residual if I don't have this emitting anything? Then theoretically it shouldn't do that. But at some point when I open these, then the water level is going to go down. But if I wait until after the bad tide's over, then it shouldn't do anything. I don't know, man. Like, this is such a cool addition to the game, and I don't really understand how it all works yet, so it's still kind of new. So let's keep the camera trained on this for the time being. Let's see if this either goes away or just turns nice and clean. Oh! Yeah, it's... Okay, never mind. That went away. Well, I was about to get excited for a minute. So I guess it's only bad tide water comes out. Alright. So let's hit pause there. And open the floodgate again. Clean water. No bad water. Alright. Interesting. I fully expect that to be patched, by the way. Okay, this one's the next one. Yep, we got 10 days. When this one starts spurting out, that's going to go past here, into this area here, into here. And then, wow, okay, this is kind of a big area to fill up all with the bad water. Then that will go out this side of the map at... Oh, I don't have that mod. I can't look. I don't know what height this is. This is one higher than this, which is the same height as this. Okay, yeah, there's nowhere that can flood. It's just going to be a whole lot of bad water. Very, very interesting. Oh, yes, folks. That is fascinating. I would never have thought to do that. Okay, so we now know, don't put anything in here. Don't put anything downstream of this either. Oh, boy. So that was actually a pretty important bit of science for us to do there. What else? What else am I going to get myself into today? Well, we need to get some more science, which means we need more beavers, which means we need more housing, which means we should probably start getting other housing unlocked, but I don't have the science for it yet. So what can I reasonably pause or reduce? I know we need to have gears. And we do have 69 planks. We probably should keep that going. Got 13 maple pastry, so that's kind of fun. Where we are now, you know what? I'm going to pause one of the smelters. That's a medium injury risk building. So getting a beaver out of that's probably better than a kick in the teeth. Get some guys doing science here. And we probably should think about some more permanent power solutions besides just the 2 geothermal generators that we can use. There's not another close one. There are more, but there's no more kind of in this general area. So for additional power, we're going to need to harvest either bad water power or make the jump over to some windmills. But if this is always going to have bad water going through it, then what we can do is just put a couple of wheels in here. Now that we know this is going to generate some pretty sizable power, if we, you know, make correct use of it, then we are going to be in, some really, really good positions here. Oh, I should have checked this while this was going off. Yeah, this is going to be a no-brainer to have that there, but for right now, I don't have anywhere I can put 2 of these next to each other. So I see 180, I see 152. That's 180 there as well, but if I put it here, it's a little easier to get the power out. Yeah, I think we're going to need to start doing some more with that. And since the scrap metal's right here, we probably honestly should relocate our scrap metal stuff over here and use this for... well, I mean, they do have the... they got the carousel that requires power. They don't need power to huff their green liquid fumes. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's put right here. Should we be able to build that from right there? Yeah, let's do that. What am I going to put right here? I mean, I hate to just disassemble the metal and rebuild it up here, but honestly, I think that just makes sense. So if I did that, this is only going to make 180 HP. It's not that much power. Depending on how we want to lay this out, I think we can... yeah, see, that's only going to be so much. Well, if I put this here, it's 180. I know that's going to look kind of stupid, but when has that ever stopped me before, right? Yeah, you know what? We'll just do that. For right now, we can always come back. Nice. High score of 14. Yeah, I need these guys to have a path up here. So let's do that. Obviously, I'm going to want to have another zipline station here, depending on how we have this laid out. Well, being a 15, okay, what are they doing to get to 15? Okay, oh wow, maple pastries are a +3. Okay. You know what? I think that has been pretty good. We're getting that +1 from the roofing pieces. That's nice. Obviously, we don't have any of these yet. Yeah, okay. Oh, we can do bread, too. If we're going to have wheat flour. That is probably what I should be making with this. Ooh, yeah, you guys want to be real mad? Watch this. Yeah, that... Oh, yes. Oh, it's so ugly. Oh, that's going to be hideous. I love it. Let's keep doing this. Nothing says the lap of beaver luxury like having a bakery right outside your window. In fact, replacing your window. So you can huff bread fumes for recreational purposes now. All right. What a weird sentence. Maybe I shouldn't do that. How about bread? One bread there, one bread there. Why? Because I can. Oh, yes. Make sure that's set to bread. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad, it's so good. Okay, those, oh, I didn't mark these for cutting yet. Okay, let's do that. And I did say I was going to put maple syrup tank somewhere, but I still need science. Let's get this on triple speed. Is there another close relic I can get to without it being a whole ordeal? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see anything nearby. I also don't know where the unstable core is. I've not been able to find it. Well, I'm sure when it comes time for that thing to activate, it's going to let us know where it is, but For now, I just kind of really hope it's not anywhere I've already built anything. Alright. Do you still have oak trees here? This guy can take care of all these, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, get these things locked in. And if I put a metal thing here and here, I'd have enough power generation for almost 2 of them. So maybe I should have a 171. Yeah, this... Again, I know this is pretty dumb, the way I have this set up. But for now, it's what we can do. You know how this goes. I just... the windmills are not reliable enough, and I don't have a good place for a gravity battery yet. So we're just going to let them do that. You know what? I probably should also cut these birch trees down. This is, you know, enough trees to make it worthwhile to put a lumberjack up here. And I know I have those over there. We'll, you know what? Don't need to have a stupid way of doing this. We'll just put one in the middle, and I'll mark these for cutting at a later point in time. We don't need to have this area marked for cutting because there's no more trees over here. So that can solve that problem. Water's still looking good. We are making... Oh, you know, they can't have trees over here because it's too far away. That is the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, you know, I probably should not have built this here because now this area is not really accessible. Okay, yes, the metal is going there. Yeah, it's going to take a while to get the rest of this built. Obviously, that is not going to get done until the other stuff is done. But I'm only down to 2 vacancies at this point. Probably should unlock those other housing units at some point soon. Is there anything else that's going to be, you know, earth-shattering here, science-wise? You know what? No, I'm just going to put the double lodge in here, because this is going to... Oh, you know what I should have done is I should have replaced... No, talk is cheap. See, if I put this here, then I could just put something else. Yeah, okay. I will flip that, put that there. Because then I can put another rooftop terrace here. If I just have some stuff underneath it. See, this is kind of dumb, and you also can't build anything on top of those, so maybe I won't do that way. You know, this spot right here would probably be a good place to put one. Just because, you know, I have access to do it, and I don't need to get over here at any point in the future. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to lose sleep over this. I'm just going to put this here, and then I'm going to pop in a terrace right here. There's worse things. I also could, you know, if I really wanted to, unlock the mini lodge and have built on top of that, but I don't think we need to worry about it. I am deeply unconcerned. Yep, 180 HP, just like it said. That is a pretty cool feature, not gonna lie. So if that's gonna connect to there, and that's going to be one of these, I guess I could just put the corner of the building here, and then this, of course, would have to have a power shaft on it, but they haven't done anything. Alright, you know what? I also don't need to be waiting for 8 billion years for them to actually get up over here. So I am going to have this set up so that we can take care of that. And you know what? We need a hauling post. I just don't have enough beavers to really justify it yet. So that is part of the reason why putting this double lodge in here would be a smart choice. Let's prioritize this, because we can't use this yet. Get those guys going. Let's see, I do have this here. I feel like this is probably fine for right now. I know we've been building a whole lot of stuff lately, so it might seem like this is not enough wood. It should be alright. It'll even out over time. We are going to plant more trees for farming. I know, we're going to get there. You already know. You already know. So let's, for right now, plant those as oaks. Get that marked for cutting. Yeah, there we go. That's going to help. That's going to help. Now I've got 7 empty beds. So you know what to do, beavers. Make it happen. Let's get these buffed up there. Yeah, they're nowhere close to having that taken care of. Yeah, there you go. Now we're down to 4 empty beds. All right, good work. It's only day 6 of cycle 6. Now it's day 7. I'm kind of unreasonably excited that this stupid method works. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so now... Oh, they're not even going to be able to do that unless there's... Okay. Well, I don't have any stuff yet, so I guess this is just going to have to be kind of luck of the draw. See what they want to bring in here versus not. Well, they got that done at least. And we do have the zipline station here, but I do need to put another one up here. Or I don't necessarily need to. I can choose to. Just don't know exactly what the layout of this area is going to be quite yet. Yeah, because this isn't going to be metal forever. That's going to get picked up at some point. Right, what else was on my list here? I mean, we kind of did most of it already. I do kind of want to get water out of here, but now I'm afraid because of all the bad water. What else we're going to be able to do here? I can't really do any diversion with this, not the way this is set up right now. Alright, so that's 3 days until that bad water source turns on. I guess that is fine. Okay, now I have no empty jobs. I have 3 empty beds, and I have 9 kits. That's probably a few too many. I'm going to pause this one lodge so we don't get any more kits born at this one time, because now this is a whole third of the population are infants, which not great. Not great for our population cycles. So we'll let this catch up just a tiny bit. Turn that back on. Just trying to think what the best route is going to be for this. Should I commit to putting another one of these in? Oh, see, that's not going to work if I put that there, because then it can't actually get power anywhere. Unless I built something behind this, but that's honestly a little bit too much. 181 here if I did that. Well, by the time this is all said and done, this one's at 180, this one's at 180. And this one should be not quite that much, but it'll get this over 500. Maybe the low 500s. That's enough power for right now. I don't think we really need to be that worried about it. And that's done, so now we can have bread. That's fun. I have almost 500 science. Yeah, I think I don't need to be worried about this as much. Well, I can tell you for sure, I don't need this to be here. So let's get rid of that. They can pick up the pieces and get their other stuff locked and loaded here. Yeah, they should be able to... Yeah, there they go. There they go. They got some more logs coming in here. Alright, so yeah, moving metal up here I think is going to be the ticket. High score of 16, very good. 17, even better. Yeah, they're going to be able to build this without any weeping or gnashing of teeth, so I suppose I should go ahead and put this stuff in here. The edge of this building is going to go here, so I only need to have this and this, but they haven't finished building the rest of that. Day 10, no warning, we're looking good. We got beavers taking this thing. Alright, alright. Food is still looking really good. Obviously, it could be better. We'll get there when we get there. Yeah, see, this could easily be something else. Easily be something else, and this would just make so much more sense to do this way up here. Alright, I also can't just sit here and watch this the whole time. So food-wise, the only stuff we're technically missing now is grilled spatterdock and cattail crackers, which require an aquatic farm. And now that we know this isn't going to become contaminated, basically ever, we can come in here with an aquatic farm. Research that. I know I can't build it in the water, but I think best thing for us right here would be to pop that right there. Right next to all of our fun stuff here. And that can reach, you know, not the entire thing here. Wait a minute. No. We have the technology. We have this whole thing up here in the middle. What am I doing? Why am I not doing this? Okay. Boring. We're going to have a drought. It just... There we go. There we go, folks. That was the answer you wanted the whole time. is to put that just right there. Oh, yes. So, now what we can do, we can grow spatterdock and cattails. The cattails take 2/3 as much time as a spatterdock to grow. Cattails give you 3 units. Spatterdock gives you 3 units, but what you do with them is different. Spatterdock, the only thing that you can currently do with it is to do food, and it becomes grilled. And when you grill it, the portions triple. Cattail stuff has to be put through the grist mill. 1 unit of cattail gives you 1 unit of cattail flour, and then from there, 1 unit of cattail flour turns into 4 units of cattail crackers. So, if you have another bakery, then you could get a pretty decent amount of cattail crackers out of that. But if you don't want to do that, then spatterdock is obviously going to be a much better, earlier resource without that extra step. You can also, with spatterdock, I believe, unless they've changed this, go into your refinery and get 25 units of biofuel if you put 2 raw spatterdock with 2 units of water. Which is I'm not going to say it's the best recipe, because objectively it's not, but that's a good way to use it if you aren't going to eat it. So all that to say, I'm not even going to bother trying to, make this super... that's also not what I wanted to do. I'm not going to bother trying to make this super efficient layout or whatever. I'm just going to kind of alternate these just in lines like so. Since we don't have to worry about pollution or anything, theoretically, until I make a dumb mistake. So we'll just do line, 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 line. Feel free to tell me I'm doing it incorrectly, because I probably am, theoretically. All right, so that's our entire thing right there. I know it's not ideal to pump water out of your aquatic farming area, but that's where we are right now. They've gotten that taken care of there. Mark these for cutting so they can get that out. We can unmark this entire side. All right, getting close on that water wheel. And we're about to have a drought, I know, so that's going to make this functionally useless. Not forever, though. And if we got some aquifers going on this. See, that's the other question I have is, when these become flooded, do they shut off? Like, completely submerged. Obviously, it's going to work because we saw this work during a bad tide. I don't know, just food for thought. Let's get some stuff going here. Alright, so that's done. We just have to have that power shaft finished. I know we have the 0.2 days here. Should be fine to just kind of leave this alone. I don't think it's going to be that long of a drought for this to get completely pumped dry. And now I got 5 extra beavers. We can get some work done. Okay, 6-day drought. Let's get this lodge unpaused. Let's take this off at triple speed first of all. So now I've got everybody doing science. I can put in 2 more builders. We still have berries from the start. Okay. Now, folks, we finally have enough extra beavers for me to build a hauling post. And I did say, I think I replied to somebody's comment asking me to do this with the, yeah, we'll do that next episodes, which means I need to do it because I told you I would do it. See, where is going to make sense for this? It doesn't really matter that much, I don't think. Because it's not like they're using it as a hub. They just kind of go there when they have nothing to do. So for now, probably, honestly, fine for me to just... It's not really a great spot up here to do that. Yeah, I'll just put it right here in front of this zipline station. That seems like a smart thing. I guess I can cap this at 3 workers for now. Not like we're going to have a ton of these guys anyway. Alright, so now that there's, no water flowing through here, we're just about finished with this mess. I don't think they can pump this dry in 6 days. But I am going to be very curious. Lacks materials. What are we... wood. Logs, if you will. Okay, we definitely need to get some more trees going. I know this is going to invite even more commentary from the why don't you just plant everything crowd. Look, I'm fine waiting another couple days to get the better log source. Like, I'm not going to waste my time having one cycle of growth for birches or pines or whatever when I'm just going to replace them anyway. We all know that I just get distracted to the point of it not even being a functional thing for me to do. Because I'm going to forget to replant them as oaks, and then it's like, all right, well, why am I wasting a block with that? All right, so now there is absolutely no pollution over here, which is a great time for us to send beavers down in here to do some construction, if we wanted to. I don't think we need to worry about that. Just need to get this set up here, and then finish that, so that I can put that in, and then we can build these other buildings over here. And then we can have a whole lot better setup for our metal production. A lot closer with a direct zipline connection. And then this over here, making free power for us, can be used to do literally anything else. What is the requirement for a carousel anyway? 700 science. Well, I mean, I've got it. I could just make a carousel and have this power a carousel all by itself, and that's the only thing it does. It's not the worst idea I've ever had. It's definitely not the worst idea I've ever had. That would be kind of crazy to build a carousel in cycle 6. But I've not done it, so you know what? That might be kind of a fun thing. I just need to make sure this gets done first. And that's waiting on more logs. Yeah, I know. Okay. Pine resin I'm full on, so you know what? I'm gonna do the forbidden thing, and I'm gonna cut down some pine trees. Just so we can you know, get some wood. I say as they're already taking care of a couple of these oak trees. You know how this goes. You know how it goes. But we can do these things. We can get away with it. Pop that there. Pop that there. Yeah, we're gonna be just fine. Gonna be fine. Maybe we just have to wait a little bit. All right, so this guy's finished cutting all of his trees down. They've already gotten those. Long since gotten those. What's on the ground here, and why are they not picking it up? Okay, gears and scrap metal. That's fine. I know I have to end this episode soon. It's almost up on an hour. I guess it'll be the end of this drought. Be a good time to do that. Okay, we also have 109 planks. I don't think we need to have all this stuff being made into planks. Well, not much else I can do about it at this point. You know what the heck? Let's put oak trees here. Look at that. We got plant stuff going. That's looking good. Yeah, I sure hope I don't accidentally kill this by leaving this open during a bad tide. That would never happen, though. If it did happen, you guys would say I'm faking it anyway, so let's not do that. You gotta remind me to close those. Yeah, I'm going to pause this lumber mill and this gear workshop for right now, just because we're not really needing that. Okay, that's there. That's going to go there, and I'm going to start the process of building our smelters. So, do I want to have my entrance on that side? I'm going to... you know what? That actually probably doesn't make that much of a difference anyway, huh? Yeah, I'll just leave this like this. That's fine. I'll just leave that there. That's a-okay. So now that that's finished, I can actually build both of these, and I'm not going to be able to get a third one here. So that could be another building. Do I want to flip these? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That could just be right there like so. I will put this here instead. Those, of course, will have to be moved at some point. That's going to be a good project there. Let's get this removed. Then I can have, I guess my zipline probably should be right about in front of these two buildings here. That will connect very easily there. Yeah, you know what? I think this is the ticket here. But I'm gonna move. No, I shouldn't. I should just leave this here. That's fine. I can always redo it later if I don't like it. Alright, so that's going to get us pretty much directly connected to down here. I obviously can't put anything too tall there. So we're going to have space here. Oh, look how nice this is going to be, folks. Look how nice this is going to be. I know I could probably unlock the underground pile at some point, but that is going to be pretty choice. Let's just do that. So then that's going to take up most of the power here. We probably should get across this way if we really wanted to. Well, who said couldn't do it this way. No, probably somebody. That's fine. We can keep building out past that. But this gives them something to do, something to build. Relocate this. Man, you know what? Oh, this is not going to be a popular decision, but I'm going to do it just because I can. Let's unlock the carousel. And then this is going to have something in between it, but folks, we're going to have some very merry beavers here in just a moment. Okay, that's rotating counterclockwise. It's fine. Don't need to worry about it. Get that going in there, and then I have to have an entrance, which this is going to be removed just as soon as everything else is taken care of. Now it's cycle 7, and I said I was going to end the episode. It's already over an hour long, so I guess welcome to the filter of people who don't want to watch long episodes. So here's... oh boy. Oh, I'm going to get in so much trouble. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna let them you know, keep working on this while we do our end of episode stuff. I am gonna prioritize the carousel just because I can. But we're oh boy, I need to remember what my actual hotkeys are. Yeah, I'm gonna put the stairs there. Yep. So this is the end of the episode stuff now, I suppose. I'm really glad you guys seem to be really enjoying this series. The first video got like 20,000 views in a day, which is completely insane. Well, for a channel my size, that's huge. But I'm really glad you guys are liking this series. I'm having a lot of fun playing with some of this new stuff. And I think we're going to have a really good opportunity to make something a little bit different from what I normally do here, without, you know, trying to go completely aesthetically minded or whatever. Just utilizing more of the map, getting the transportation with the zip lines earlier, doing the silly stuff like having the carousel in episode 3 instead of waiting till episode 35 or whatever. Get that well-being up, and see what other kind of fun stuff we can get into. But of course, none of this is possible without the support of the Beard Boosters subsidizing the channel and making it possible for me not to have sponsors in these videos. And from time to time when I have to take a day off just to, you know, do real-life stuff, as all the other fun and exciting things that I have going on rear their ugly heads in terms of time commitment. Like for the past, like, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months or so. It's been very, very busy here. I've had a whole lot of really cool opportunities. But those folks make it possible for me not to worry quite so much about having to play the algorithm game or keep up with everything just completely insanely. So I really do appreciate that. We are just about done with the carousel, folks. All they have to do is just put the finishing touches on this and get the power shaft and this staircase in place. And then I'm just going to get rid of this pile here. That should be totally fine. And then now we have that hooked up there. And folks, as soon as this goes here, we're going to have beavers on the carousel. So how about that? How about that? And here comes our first victim, I mean patron, with that lovely, horrible carnival music. In episode 3, we have a carousel. Oh boy. Well, that's all the time I got for this one. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Whatever it is you're doing with the rest of yours, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again in next video. Take care. Bye-bye.